Maryana is like the Snow White of Istanbul.
So you get extra scoop of diabetes. I think this is the latest we've ever had dinner. I hope you can hear me because there is some very good Turkish music blasting right now. It is 9:52. My watch thinks I'm going to sleep. We just landed in Istanbul, Turkey. I thought we just ordered like a small kebab. No, we got rice, we got French fries, we got more tomatoes, 2 salads, we got olives, and we got this. Look at this bread. My head for scale. Oh.
He's loving it.
So Vernon got the tickets. So we got the multiple ones where you get to go inside and you also get this museum. I had a very different impression what the museum was going to be. I thought it was going to be like all the relics and all the stuff, but 90% of the museum was like
It was like a theater.
There was like a really poorly produced AI projected screen, and you have to listen to these audiobooks, which are my absolute nightmare. I hate audio things with the headphones. I don't know why. I just always hated it. And I was a little disappointed with that because we're a little short on time and everything was like curated where you had to go with a group. So that kind of killed 1 hour of our morning time.
But if you do want to go to the museum, definitely do that before you go to the Hagia Sophia. Because normally when you get the tickets, you get them at the Hagia Sophia. You go there, the guy will tell you the museum is somewhere else, which is fine. But the museum kind of gives you a backstory to it, so maybe you'll be able to appreciate it a little bit more when you see it. So museum first, then the Hagia Sophia.
Especially if you don't know much about like the history of Istanbul, of the city. I think it's great. We know a lot. We watched a lot of the history movies, a lot of documentaries. So for us, it was kind of like refreshment. So honestly, if you know the history, I would skip the museum.
These are called simit. This one has cheese in it. It kind of looks just like a bagel. I looked at it, I'm thinking bagel right away.
So you can have them with cheese, you can have them plain with Nutella, with jam. I think this one was 30 lira, so that's a little under $1. It smells really good, like the sesame seeds are toasted.
It tastes like a bagel. Yeah.
Turkish bagel.
Turkish bagel.
Doesn't it feel like we're in America?
Somewhere America, Canada, Europe. None of the architecture in this part of town that we're in has that same sort of Turkish vibe that we saw earlier. This is definitely like a residential part where all of the housing is at least like less than 50 years old for sure.
I mean, look at these. Honestly, I would have thought like this was like Missouri or something.
Yeah,
you could have fooled me. Kitty.
And there's another one behind you.
You want some?
He's got to watch out for his enemies, make sure they don't steal his grub.
No, there's enough to go around. Oh, let's go find more.
Yeah, the locals are pretty nice here when it comes to feeding the animals. We came across a lady earlier who was feeding a bunch of cats and dogs. I don't know if that's her job or her hobby, but I do think that so far from what we've seen, the people are really, really nice here and they seem to really care for the cats.
The ground is not very even, be careful.
They care for the cats as much as we care for our ankles. Because I know I've had at least 10 of those situations happen, at least today.
Hey, we still have another full day of walking tomorrow. So hopefully we survive. I am the cat whisperer.
Maryana is like the Snow White of Istanbul.
Oh my God, they're so hungry. Oh my God, there's another one coming. Oh my God, I think that's the mama. Oh my God, please don't bite me. Here, here, here. Oh no, here.
Well, they don't really seem to be fighting over it, but they do seem to be
They're fighting
kind of
over
swarming
me.
you.
I don't.
Like you're some kind of like
Oh no, I scared the cat.
Maryana's like a Turkish Snow White.
Can I have the baby kitten? Look how cute.
There's probably 1,000 more of those.
They're so soft. They're all so clean. The small ones are scared. Damn, that one got slapped. Here, I don't think there's any more. You wanna try licking that? Oh, that one's mean. This is the thumbnail right here.
You found some more friends?
Maybe. This is the hardest bag to open of my life. Oh my God, there's another baby. So far the only souvenirs we've picked up on this trip.
This cat food? Look at this guy.
Dude, there's literally like 10 cats around me and I can't open this food.
Here, you want me to open it while you hold this?
No, I got it, I got it. Well, I don't want it to go. Here you go. There you go, there's a little baby. Oh, I did my part. Can I have this little cat? Look how cute he is.
They're all cute.
Oh my God, Vern, he's so soft. He's so soft. Honestly, if we would have driven here, I probably would have left at least a handful of cats. So I'm gonna distribute the last of the food.
Give some to this little guy over here.
Oh, you can't jump? Perfect.
And that's it. And perfectly, there's a garbage can right behind you.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I still have one more packet of wet food. That's emergency stock.
And then sadly, if those cats didn't eat what you just gave them, they probably would be digging to that garbage can.
Oh, you gotta, if you come to Istanbul, feed the kitties and the dogs. They didn't have a lot of dog food in the stores here. I gave one of the dogs some cat food. He seemed to like it. Oh, they're so cute. Dinner time. we must have walked around the bazaar for like 5 minutes. And honestly, I have no sense of direction in here. It's huge. You have the main streets, you have the small streets. My main takeaway right now, designer bags and cats. That is my takeaway from Istanbul right now.
Oh, and fake watches.
Oh yeah, and fake Rolexes too.
Yeah, I feel like there are more fake watches here in the city than real watches.
I mean, but they're good. Like,
yeah, they look
the
decent.
goods
I mean, I'm not
here
a...
are like, I think you have to be like an expert to be able to tell them apart.
That's true. That's true.
We decided to leave the bazaar, the Grand Bazaar, a little early, and I'm just gonna go out and say it. That was very disappointing. So the cafe we went to, the food wasn't bad, but they're definitely very sneaky there, so I wouldn't recommend going there. And what did you say the bazaar was? How did it like feel?
So I can't say that there were more than like 4 different types of stores inside the bazaar. It was either fake purses, fake watches, some places selling coffee, and there were a couple of other smaller things here and there like spices and stuff, but for the most part, they all, like every single store felt almost exactly the same.
Yeah.
So we saw about half of it, maybe more than that, and then we just kind of decided like maybe we wanted to go see the rest of the city. And as soon as we left and we turned down the street, we saw, I think, a lot more of an authentic side of Istanbul, which was like people shouting and people carrying things. The stores felt like they were more for locals. It was more interesting.
Vernon said, like, you know, you're in a better part of town when people are yelling across the street at each other.
More authentic,
There's
for sure.
scooters almost hitting you, cars going at each other. That feels more like actually like where Turkish people go. The bazaar, like I understand it's a historic significance. It's the biggest one, biggest, oldest covered one. But it just, honestly, I think what it has become doesn't feel like, I mean, unless you like shopping, if you're coming to Turkey to shop, then I think it's great. But I also think that there's probably better deals outside the bazaar. Like if you walk between the Grand Bazaar and the Egyptian Bazaar, it's literally all vendors and stalls and whatever you want to buy. And honestly, it looks like you can buy like those Gucci purses. At the bazaar, they were like 2, 3, 4,000. Outside, it's less than 1,000.
Of their money.
Yeah, their money, lira. Yeah, not dollars. But hopefully we'll have better luck at the Egyptian Bazaar. I know it's smaller, but maybe we can find something interesting, more authentic experience. Let's
I'm
go.
ready.
Drinking the love tea. Do you feel the love? Oh, thank you.
So far.
So that is this one. It looks beautiful. So the guy at one of the stalls gave us this like thing to smell with hot water, and oh my God, I think I can smell everything now. I think I can smell across the river, honestly, at this point.
It's the street.
Yeah, you gotta go up. Climbing up to go to the tower, to go up. Hopefully the views will be worth it though. Vern, how are your legs?
You know, to be fair, I'm getting exercise. I don't work out as much as I should, so I feel like I'm getting it all today.
We're burning off with all that baklava. Literally, as soon as I closed the camera with the last clip, this random guy stood up in front of us with a bucket and a few other things, and he dropped his brush right deliberately in front of us. So if you don't know, that's a scam, because you're gonna pretend to pick it up and help him like a good person, but he's gonna try to shine your shoes and then charge you a ridiculous price. Or something along those lines. I don't know, we never felt scammed for that. I'm so out of breath.
The other thing is we knew it was a scam too, because when he saw that we ignored it, he went back, grabbed the brush, and then sat right back in his spot. So he does that every time he sees tourists. And yeah, don't fall for that one.
We climbed all the stairs because I wanted to climb, of course, the tower. But we got here, to climb the tower, it is €30 a person. And I was just like, so 60 euro. And I mean, honestly, we had great views at some rooftop bars here and the bridge. So we decided to go get the famous Instagram cheesecake, which is right across the street from the tower. But one of the things I think I noticed here in Istanbul, for like if you're coming and visiting, things are relatively inexpensive when it comes down to food, but like a lot of the attractions, I think they definitely add up. Wouldn't you say so?
Oh yeah.
Like when we went to the palace, that was $50, 50 euro a person. That's, I mean, the Blue Mosque was free. The Hagia Sophia, I believe, was 25 euro. So it's just like, versus like when you go to some of the other places, maybe like, I think it balances out more. But here I noticed the attractions, like they have a very high price if you're a tourist. If you're Turkish, it's like nothing or free.
All right, I want to give a shout out to a very special guest in this video. And it's gonna be my belt. This, and I'll tell you why in a second. This is actually kind of relevant. So this belt is pretty cool because it locks in place like this. Like that, right? And it stays locked. But obviously, there are times where after we ate a little too much, the cool thing is I can just hit this little switch here and it kind of loosens up. And that way it doesn't feel as tight on you when you're walking around after you just gorged out on some baklava. Now this is something I think that Maryana got for me off of Amazon for like $20. But I will say, these things, they make a big difference.
This is how everyone does this cheesecake on Instagram. You're supposed to grow like this, right? And you're supposed to go like this. So you get extra scoop of diabetes. It's so sweet. I just put all of that on the roof of my mouth. All it tastes is the Belgian chocolate.
Okay, so I just had one of the most interesting bathroom experiences on any trip that we've been on in at least a very, very long time. The bathrooms here aren't exactly free. I had to pay 10 lira to get in, which is, how much is that?
30 cents.
Like 30 cents, okay, it's not the end of the world, right? I really had to go, no problem. So I go into the bathroom and there's no light on. Not only is there no light on, but there are candles on top of the urinals, which does me no good.
Very romantic.
Because I didn't need to use the urinal. I'm not going to get into details, but I didn't need to use the urinal. Then I go into the stall, and the stalls have squatter toilets inside of them, right? Okay, it's exception number 2. I can deal with that. I turned the light on my phone, and I left it at the top of the stall so that I can shine light into the bathroom just to try to make up for the fact that there's no light in there. Okay, so that's the second exception I was willing to work with. But the third one that I was not willing to work with was that there was no toilet paper in that stall. Instead, next to the squatter, there was a little tiny faucet at the bottom near the floor with a bucket nearby. Now, I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do with that. And I didn't want to find out while I'm on this trip because we got a lot more walking to do today. So suffice to say, I didn't go, I held it. But I did take a picture with the candles that you can check out right now.
Follow on Instagram.
Follow on Instagram for more bathroom drama.